Hey guys, today we're going to talk about simplifying algebraic fractions. I had worked on this with you a little bit yesterday during Zoom. I'm skipping over simple examples that involve monomials because I'm assuming you know how to do those. So if you take a look in your homework, I have you skipping over like numbers 1 through 7 or so. Just make sure you know how to do them. If you don't, you can ask about it in class. The answer key is there. I'm skipping over to the harder examples which involve binomials. When you're simplifying binomials and trinomials, what you have to do is you have to make sure you factor your numerator and factor numerator and denominator as much as possible. Because only then can you cross out common factors. So if you think about a basic fraction like 6/10, when you cross cancel, what you're really doing is you're breaking down the 6/10 into its factors. 6 is 2 times 3, 10 is 2 times 5. Since 2 is a factor of both of them, we can divide them out. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1 times 3/5 is 3/5. We're doing the same thing here. 3x squared, look at the first example. 3x squared minus, this is supposed to be minus 2x. Okay, 3x squared minus 2x is x times 3x minus 2. Your denominator is going to factor GCF is 2x times 3x minus 2. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to now cross cancel the common factors. 3x minus 2 is a factor of both of them. Also, with my monomials, I have a common factor of x. So I'm going to divide an x out here and divide an x out here. So my final answer is just simplified 1/2. Okay, take a look at the next one. R squared minus r is r minus, GCF is r minus, r times r minus 1. In the denominator, I have a GCF of r squared times r squared minus 1. Now, I can't cross cancel the r minus 1 with the r squared minus 1, but you'll notice that r squared minus 1 is difference of squares. That can be factored again into r plus 1 times r minus 1. So this is gone. So now I have common factors. R minus 1 has a common factor with r minus 1, and r squared have a common factor of r. So r goes into r once, it goes into r squared r times. Whatever's left is my simplified fraction. So my final answer is 1 over r times r plus 1. And I had talked about in class how it's important that you leave your answer like this. Do not give me the answer of 1 over r squared plus r. Don't distribute that r back in, because you want to leave your answers in what's called factored form. Factored form for algebraic fractions only, a factored form is very important because it shows the person that this can't be simplified any further. It shows them all the basic factors to see that nothing else can be crossed out as common factors. Okay, so all answers should be expressed that way. We go on to example 3. I have a GCF here of 5 goes into my numerator, 5 times m minus 3. In my denominator, I don't have a GCF, but I'm going to break this into two binomials, m times m, and I'm going to have 3 times 10 is 30, and the signs are the same, they're both negative. So common factors are m minus 3. Cross them out. Your final answer is 5 over m minus 10. Now again, it looks like it looks very tempting. It looks like you might want to cross out the 5 with the 10, but you can't because 5 is not a factor of m minus 10. 5 times nothing will give you m minus 10, right? 5 is a factor of 10, but it's not a factor of the m. So you leave it like that. So if you want to put parentheses to remind yourself, you can. All right, we're going to go on to example 4. And feel free, guys, to pause the video and then just work it out yourself and see if you get the right answer, okay? Example 4, my numerator, I have a GCF of 3z. So that would be times z minus 1. In my denominator, I have a GCF of 3 times z squared minus 4z plus 3. And then this here can be factored into two binomials. So I'll have z and z. I have 1 and 3. I need same signs. -1, -3. So this is gone. Sorry, my daughter just got here. She's going to be a little annoying. So z minus 1 and z minus 1 are common factors. And I have, with the monomials, they have a common factor of 3. So 3 divides into both of those. What remains, my final answer, is z in the numerator and z minus 3 in the denominator. Again, these can't be cross-simplified. You can't cancel these anymore because z minus 3 is a binomial. Z is not a factor of z minus 3. It's only a factor of the z. So that's my final answer. And for the last example, example 5, in my numerator I have a GCF of 2. Be 2 times x squared minus 9. In my denominator, I don't have a GCF. I'm going to factor into two binomials, but notice here that your a value is greater than 1. So this is going to be 2x times x, and I have to use a little guess and check, or if you want to use the AC method, that's fine. So I'll try 9 and 1. No. 3 and 3. So I have 6x and 3x. Which is not going to give me, yes, that's good. Okay, so I have 6x and 3x. Sorry, I'm very distracted here. So we have a negative 6x and a positive 3x. That will work out to give me negative 3x. So, also in the numerator, I have x squared minus 9 can be factored into two binomials. X plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay, so now we have common factors. We're going to cross out. We're going to cross out common factors of x minus 3, and that's it. There are no other common factors. Even though you see a 2 here, that 2 is a monomial. There are no other monomials here. The 2x plus 3 is in parentheses. So you have 2 times x plus 3 in the numerator, and you have 2x plus 3 in the denominator. That's it. Even though they look like they're similar and like there are similar parts, nothing else can be cross-simplified. There are no other common factors. This is your final answer. So you will come across that sometimes where like it looks very tempting. You want to cross things out, but monomials can only cross-simplify with other monomials. So like in example 4, you have two monomials with a common factor of 3. Here, 2 is the only monomial. There is no other monomial with a common factor. And binomials can only cross-simplify with other binomials if they're exactly the same. X plus 3 is not exactly the same as 2x plus 3. They are not factors of each other. So that's it. Final answer. Okay, we'll go over some more of these on Monday. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.